500. Man, I really don't even know what to say. This is insanity, honestly. And I can't express just how thankful I am. But I'm not here to get cheesy. I'm here to answer y'all's burning questions. I put out a community post and mentioned everyone on my Discord just for this very video. And not only will I be answering them, I will be answering them unscripted for maximum satisfaction with my answers. Now, let's not wait any longer. Let's get to answering. Will you ever play Sperm Bank? What? Is this seriously how we're starting? Maybe I'll play this, it looks kinda good. Why the goat? No, seriously, why choose your avatar? There has to be a story behind it. Well, indeed there is. It's a very long and complicated story, but the short of it is that I used to be very, very into VR chat. And I downloaded, well, it's not downloaded, I actually bought the use of a model that's, you know, Rousey, and I decided to give it my own skin, and I just fell in love with it, and it became pretty much my face. Who or what got you into Payday? Well, that's a funny story, because I actually bought Payday 2 while it was on one of those Christmas sales, and as you know, it gets very, very cheap. I bought the game for 99 cents, but I didn't actually play it until about 2 years after I bought it. And I don't actually remember why I decided to play it. I think it just looked cool and I was like, hey, I want to try this. And then there was a couple friends that were playing it. Not very like into it, but it was something to do with them and it got me into it. And eventually I was like, I want to try the harder difficulties, and I'm pretty much where I am now. Are you planning on doing other videos besides Payday? Well, sure I am. I'm kind of striped for ideas, but I do still have a video that I want to do about my favorite horror game of all time, and I plan to do that eventually. There's also another type of video that I want to do, which is creepypasta reading. That's something I'm really interested in, and that's something that I plan to give a try soon. So look out for that. What's better? Mac and cheese or spaghetti? What? Oh, that looks kinda good, but I'd still probably go with mac and cheese. Is it true that you've been working on a script with Hollywood executives to make a, what is it, $100 million budget docu-comedy film about your life called Dexter? Little to Large, with famous former co-stars Fired On and Razzle, are due to make short but iconic cameos. Alright, if you guys aren't aware of who this is Ben, and he used to be a big part of this channel, in a question that I will be answering later. But no, I'm not working with Hollywood, I'm sorry. I'm too large for Hollywood. So Heatster here asked 2 questions. I decided to do just one because I wanted just one per person. What's your favorite Payday 2 weapon? I got a pretty simple answer for this one, and it'd be the Signature. That's a fucking sexy submachine gun right there, let me tell you. Woo! What other games do you plan on playing for future content? Well, I'm not really sure. I can always do one-off videos, but for consistent content, we gotta see about that. I don't know. What's your opinion on day 3 of Framing Frame? It's fine, I guess. It's mostly just a protection mission where you just protect fucking electrical boxes for 6 minutes. It's got good cover though. I think it's pretty solid, I suppose. Do you think it's socially acceptable to dip popcorn piece by piece into a sauce? Bro, who the fuck is out doing that shit? Hello? Tips for new Payday players. What I would mostly say is to don't start the game too easy. Like, I wouldn't say you should play normal or hard. I think at the very least you should start on very hard. And then I wouldn't say stay on the lowest difficulty too long, because it doesn't stay very fun for very long. And also, don't let people scare you into just using meta. This game really opens up to you when you just use whatever you think will be fun. How do you feel about Payday 3 as a whole, and what do you think could be improved? Guys, I have no faith in this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this game is a lost cause and it's gonna drive them out of business. I have no good answer for this question. I really don't. What is your favorite Payday 2 track? Armed to the teeth, baby. Not even a fucking question. Thank you for that, Rick. Also, what and how did you start playing video games? Your first console, PC, and your first game? Well, I actually remember this very vividly. The first time I ever played a video game was at my grandparents' place. They used to have these old consoles, a PS2. The one that I played was a Super Nintendo system. And my first game was this little cult classic called Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And I still play that game sometimes today. It's quite a good one. I would recommend it. Do you think you could have more story or single player gameplays and playthroughs? I'd like to recommend Resident Evil 2 or Frostpunk. It's funny you say that. I actually bought Resident Evil 2, but I haven't played it yet. So maybe I'll do that as a stream. As for doing it as YouTube videos, I don't know. It's not really my content. I don't know if people would really like more just straight gameplay on this channel. I don't know if I could manage to pull it off. We'll see. What made you think of the username Bleach Streets? Alright, you remember the fellas I mentioned earlier? Well, this involves them. So, we used to be on this server, a server I do not want to mention because that's a whole nother story in itself. Basically, it had a bot in it that would answer random questions with AI. It was just a funny thing we would fuck with. And we asked it, what would you call a trio of goats or something like that? Just something funny. And it gave back the Bleach Street Boys, which we've all thought was hilarious, and it's pretty much what spawned this YouTube channel. Now, when I decided to take this YouTube channel for myself, because I was the only one doing anything with it, I wanted to keep the name, but change it to, more reflect that it's just me doing it. So I went with the Bleach Streets. And that's all the questions that I got. I want to say thank you all to those of you who have subscribed, liked on the videos, just watched them in general, and those who left me a question. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Not sure what it's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be funny. Good night.